2000, since 2000, we went through 4 different international unions. We've had 5 Warren Acts implemented, 2 concessionary contracts, and a bankruptcy. During the bankruptcy, I was president about 3 months, but I'd been on the committee for quite a while, so I knew what was coming. You know, you're pretty much standing at the gates of hell when you know that the corporation is about to file bankruptcy on you. Our guys was about to go through a meat grinder, and I knew it. I hadn't dealt with the steelworkers. When we started, the first thing the corporation wanted to do was eliminate my pension or freeze my pension. That's real tough on me. I had about 15 years to go. At that time then, the steelworkers already had a pension trust in place, so that helped me. You know, I felt a little better with that. The second thing they wanted was to eliminate retiree health care. That's real tough. I mean, we had about 1,200 retirees. There was about 6,000 altogether as far as union members. Matter of fact, my father was one of them. So what we did was, I went to Jim Robinson, who was he was our district director. Hadn't worked with him before, and I told him, you know, I'd been through contracts before, and I know that we don't negotiate for retirees. Jim looked at me and said, the United Steelworkers do, and we kept their health care. That was really important. You know, you got guys that are 75, 80 years old. Health care is very important for them, and all of a sudden they're going to take it away. But my point is, that's what our union dues is used for. That's what it was about. That union dues helped us through that, and we're still here. That's so important to us. That union dues is so important to us. We have to stay with that. It's real rough to go through what we did in the last 10 years. We went from 2,000 to 115 people. Well, we're back up to 400. And every union person knows that's what we use our union dues for. They understand that. That's where the passion's coming in. That's why you see us so passionate. So what we like to do is ask you to kill the bill, but if we go through a referendum, we're going to show you that union people understand what that union's for.
The reason I'm here, I'm a president of a local shop. I'm here to speak against the right-to-work law. That is a lie that's coming from our politicians, because I've been a president of the local, of an open shop. And in other words, for right-to-work is an open shop. A lot of the union members don't understand that if you get a right-to-work into the state of Indiana, all your open shops are going to turn into, all your closed shops are going to turn into an open shop. And in an open shop, yes, you don't have to pay dues, but you have less money to run your union, and you've got people that can mean-mouth your union, talk bad about it. You can't do anything about it. So you've got people that is making good money off of the union's money, that we have got benefits for them, that they can run wild in the company, do what they want to, get in trouble, and you still got to represent them. Matter of fact, we've got one case going to arbitration that's going to cost the union body $5,000, and this person does not have to pay a thing to belong to the union. So the politicians that's saying that it's a good thing for Indiana, no, it's not a good thing for Indiana, because it's the start of the union being put out of the workplace. And if you take the union out, there goes your good paying jobs.
My name is Brent Eastham of IUECWA Local 901. We represent 700 members and their families. What you see before me are my 3 children. What Right to Work we feel is going to impact all of our families, and at the end of the day, we want to lay the groundwork for our kids, so that way a $16, $17 an hour job today is not going to be $8 or $9 an hour job for my kids once they get to that age. We want to do everything we can to keep the benefits where they are, maintain our standard of living, so we can send to them what our forefathers gave to us. The video that you're about to see is Mitch Daniels alluding to the promises that he made to union leaders, stating that right to work was not a necessity. There was absolutely no need for it, and we'll play this for you right now.
Somebody told me about your pants. That we cannot afford to have civil wars over issues that might divide us, divert us from that path. And I have said over and over, I'll say it again tonight, I'm a supporter of the labor law we have in the state of Indiana. I'm not interested in changing any of them. Not the prevailing wage law, and certainly not a right to work law. We can succeed in Indiana with the laws we have, respecting the rights of labor and fair and free competition for everyone.
Okay, so what that means to me as a labor leader is, several things. We're making false promises to our members, telling them, hey, support my campaign and I'll do everything in my power to fight this law, that there's no need for it whatsoever. With what's happening right now, it's become a political chess match at the State House. We say we're restricting access to the people of Indiana. Then we turn around and say, well, you know what, it is the people's house, so now we're going to let them in. Now what you're seeing is we're restricting public debate, and we're only allowing 4 or 5 minutes of the Democrats' debate, on these bills. And, we're basically doing everything we can to take the voice out of the people. Lastly, if by chance, this does not get to a referendum, it just simply tells us that we're doing everything in our power as representatives to allow big business and lobbyists to take the voice out of the people. So all we're doing is we want to put that power back to the people. It's our State House, it's our law, give us a chance to speak on it. All we're doing is asking for them to do their jobs and represent us by giving us the voice that is our government. In addition to the clip that you saw, the concern that we feel is the equivalent of what right to work is you cannot opt out of paying for your mortgage and, not expect to not be evicted. You cannot opt out of paying for your car and not expect for it not to be repossessed. Same equivalent of, can I opt out of paying my taxes? At the end of the day, it's freeloading at its best, and, we just feel that any organization in any state or any country, you cannot say, I no longer want to pay for the benefits, but also receive those same benefits for free. So we are simply trying to get this law to the general public, make them understand what it means to them and their families, and relate it to them. So if you cannot opt out of paying for all these benefits, just like an association dues, and expect for them to, not fine you or put a lien on your house. So we're just trying to raise awareness to what this law really is.
I have been in non-union shops. I'm hoping that if you don't hear any other words, that you'll hear these words. Please kill the right to work bill. It's not good for the working folks. Time and time again, we've heard Mitch Daniels say, hey, we're bringing jobs to Indiana. We're in better fiscal shape than most states in the country. But here we are. You're worried about 11% union density in the state of Indiana. We all pay dues, whether it's bowling leagues, social organizations, or other membership. Why do you want to kill a union membership? With unions, we brought safer working conditions. When I was on the non-union side, time and time again, people were suffering in silence because they were harassed, they were in unsafe conditions, and the only way out for those folks oftentimes in those unacceptable conditions was to quit their jobs. With unions, you have an option. With unions, we brought 40-hour work weeks. We brought better conditions. We believe in the people. We believe in giving voices to those who don't have a voice. Please, please won't you do the right thing for the working folks?
They have a voice at work. They have rights. The unions make the corporations follow the law when it comes to workers' rights. Belonging to a union is a privilege. A lot of us live in neighborhoods with association where you have to pay association dues or you can't work there. When you go to healthcare or facilities where you work out, you need to pay dues for that. The Legion, bowling associations. Everybody has an affiliation with an organization, and you need dues to pay for those associations. You need money to negotiate contracts, arbitrate grievances, and take care of your members and their rights. If you take away union dues, you take away workers' rights. Vote no on right to work.
right to work is a lie. We need to fight this bill. In 2006, Daniel seemed to think that right to work was not a bad thing, that he would not fight it in any way. What happened from 2006 to present? That he is trying to push this through without educating people, without letting people have their voice. I think that we all need to defeat right to work at the State House.
If this comes to a pass, then all unions will be open shops. The money that the unions do collect for monthly dues does help to support your local union to help fight for your rights and for your benefits. Now, I work for an open facility. This is something that we have struggled with for nearly 60 years at our facility of being an open facility.
The census data, a few facts that they say in the TV advertisements, commercials, through census data from 2000 to 2009, the free states have the highest income compared to the U.S. average. The lowest income compared to averages are the right-to-work states. The 7 out of 10 states where median income is the lowest are the right-to-work states. The Federal Bureau of Labor Statistics rate that the workplace deaths are higher, 51% higher in right-to-work states. We already have federal laws that protect workers who don't want to join a union or to get or keep their jobs. The laws are already there. They're all federal laws. We don't need right to work for specific states. If we forget history and what brought unions about, unsafe workplaces, long labor hours, all the things that brought unions together in the first place are starting to rear their head again as unions begin to go down. We need our health and safety protected. Unions help protect that issue. The last thing I have to say, I guess, is politics is show business. They can say anything they want to get any results they want for people to believe. We have a referendum, or we have a question of a referendum, and let us vote to decide. Well, prove that you're being politicians, that you represent the people. You say the majority of the Hoosiers want it, let us vote on it. Let us back you on whether we do want it or we don't. It should pass with no problem if you are right. Prove you represent the people and not business. Let us vote on it.